Oh, you want me to
Every morning I wake up, I say, that's right. Every day, that's the first thing.
The pins in. I have the pins in this.
Okay, I will take it. Hold on.
What I do at my house is I go down, they have, there's a little condominium, so they have some very pretty trees.
Abhishek. Abhishek.
we start?
Abhishek.
She's singing. Who's singing? She's singing. But who's doing Aarti? Sidhu is doing it. Sidhu is doing Aarti? This is how it is. Where is Sidhu? Where is he? He's coming. Oh.
I watched the entire Bharat Leela episode of Ramayana. They are recorded by Lakshman.
Just push your hair. Don't worry, I will take care of the hair.
Well, wait,
Sidhu, we need you.
go faster. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Just tell us.
Hari Bol, everybody. Can you guys all come here? Mom.
Okay, okay. You start. Let's start. It's okay. It's okay. We have to get going. Let's go.
I will say, don't worry. Okay, that's fine.
Vrindaya Tulsi Devaya
Hare सत्यवते नमो नमः। वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। वृंदा देवी की जय, तुलसी महारानी की जय।
For the evening, Basant Mataji is going to start with the first kirtan.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Can you come?
Please settle down, please.
Come here.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnaprestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Iti Namine Om Vishnupadaya Krishnaprestaya Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, once again, good evening everyone, and we would like to welcome each of you to our, how do we say that, spiritual party, bi-monthly spiritual party. So you're all very well, as a warm welcome to everybody. So the next part of the program will have some extra kirtan. We'll hear from Aniruddha Prabhu. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Nirud Prabhu ki jai. So next we'll have His Grace Lakshmi Narasimha Prabhu, who's going to sing some kirtan for us. And we are so fortunate that we have Lakshmi Narasimha Prabhu, who moved down here. And it's such an honor and privilege to have him, to listen to him. He has been practicing Krishna consciousness since maybe 50 years. So it's always a pleasure to hear from him. Whatever, either Kirtan or his gloss, he's very eloquent when he speaks. So let's say Hare Krishna to Lakshmi Narasimha Prabhu. Haribol!
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna. So I just want to let you know that Prabhu was accompanied by his son, very talented son. He is very young and he knows how to sing, to play instrument, and he knows all the songs and everything. And he has such a young kid, but he has all the Vaishnava qualities just like his dad. So we say Hare Krishna, and so we bless him that he reached great heights. Yes, Haribol. So next we'll have Sidhu, who is going, we have in our line, we have so many saints and so acharyas, the previous acharyas was, they have that they have contributed immensely in this, in our sampradaya. So Sidhu is going to talk about Narottam Das Thakur. I don't know who knows about who is Narottam Das. Everybody, most of you. Those who don't know. So Sidhu is going to talk about Narottam Das. He is a saint in our line, who is very famous for his bhajan. He sings like very, how do you call it? It's move your heart when the bhajans that he composed. So Sidhu is going to tell us more about him. Hari Bol.
I think Friday was his, yesterday was his surprise day.
Yes. Yesterday was yes. It was yesterday.
Obviously. Hare Krishna, everybody. I thank you for this opportunity, for letting me talk about one of the great saints in our.
Yes, more that a little bit.
One of the great saints in our parampara. So I'll be talking about Narottam Das Thakur, because yesterday was his appearance day. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was performing, he was going around preaching to the whole India, everywhere, he wanted to spread the holy name. He went to Bangladesh. So when he was in Bangladesh, he started chanting the name Narottam when he went to this city. What was the city name? Ketu, yeah. He went to the city and he was just chanting Narottam, Narottam. So everyone was wondering, what is Narottam? So they assumed the Narottam will be born soon. So one time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was taking a dip in the river, like a shower, and then, oh yeah, the river Padma. He was taking shower, and then he was giving all his ecstasy to the river, and then the river was overflowing, and then River Padma was like, why am I overflowing so much with ecstasy? And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was like, this is how it feels when you have Krishna Prema, like the bliss. So he was giving all his bliss to the river. And then River Padma was like, what do you want me to do with all of this bliss? And then he said, and after some time, Narottam Das Thakur will be born, and then he will come here, and then you give him all of this, like right now, how you feel. When Narottam Das Thakur comes, you'll feel exactly like this. So that's how you will know Narottam Das Thakur is here. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave all his bliss to the river, and it was just there like that. So Narottam Das Thakur was born around the same time like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared in the year 1531. Okay, so for the time of his first grain ceremony, okay, so Narottam Das Thakur, when he was growing up, he was like, he wouldn't like want to do anything like that is not related to like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Krishna. So he was excellent in his studies at school, but everything else he was expected to do because he was the son of the king. He was like he wouldn't do anything. Only if it was related to Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would do it. So it was to an extent that they had to put guards around the house so that he wouldn't like run away, because he didn't want to do anything. He just wanted to run away, go to Vrindavan, all these places, and just worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Krishna. So one time they put guards around his room in the night, but he didn't care about anything. Oh, I need money if I run away. I need this, I need that. I don't have like proper food. I don't have like shoes or nothing like that. He wasn't worried about anything of that sort. So he ran away in the night. He ran away to the forest, and he was going towards Vrindavan. And the parents, they sent guards to go find him, because their son, who was expected to be the next king, he just ran away.
Oh my God.
So they went to find him in the forest, and after a couple of days, they found him. But then he was so pure and so innocent and so loving that the guards, even though they caught him and they were supposed to take him back, he explained to them like all he's doing is just chanting Krishna's name. He's not interested in any of the kingly affairs or whatever. So the guards, they were so pleased, and they understood like what he was coming from. So they just let him go like that, and then he went to Vrindavan. Okay, that's it. Thank you. What is it?
Yeah, you want to say a few comments?
Let us say a few words.
Hare Krishna. Sorry about that because just he was preparing while coming in the car, so he didn't have much time for that. Yeah, so Narottam Das Thakur was a great Vaishnava. He was actually for our parampara, he wrote many of the kirtans and many bhajans, which he used to propagate the holy name around the world. He was a great instrument in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement because he wrote many bhajans and everyone was singing and praying to Krishna. That's how many devotees, he made many devotees in Bangladesh and even in Vrindavan and in many holy places like that. Though he was a son of the king, he was supposed to take the kingdom, but he was never interested in that all material affairs. And the childhood pastimes, what he was supposed to talk was when he was born born as a like full of Vaishnava qualities. So when grain ceremony in Bangladesh, in whole like in Bengal, the grain ceremony is very important ceremony. All the like most of the village people and all the relatives, everyone will come for grain ceremony. So when the grain ceremony was happening to Narottam Das Thakur, so like all the relatives who came, they were trying to feed him, but he was totally rejecting everything. All the whatever they give the grains, he was totally rejecting everything. Then they didn't understood. Everyone was surprised. What is going on with him? This boy, why he's not taking any grain? Then it's a like big festival, right? So then one saint was sitting in the audience. Then the saint said, okay, please take this bowl of grains and give it to Narottam. Then the parents took that bowl of grains and started feeding them. Then Narottam took all the grains, because that is the Krishna Prasad. The saint said, oh, I got this Krishna Prasad from holy place, so I think he will eat this. Then Narottam accepted that grain. Otherwise, before that, how many ever like types they were tried, but he never accepted anything. So that's how he was, since from his birth. That's how he was a great Vaishnava. And eventually also, then the parents on that day, the parents took the vow that, okay, from now onwards, we won't give anything other than Krishna Prasad to Narottam Das Thakur. So that's how he grew up. And then like every day he used to, before school, after school, the kids will spend different, like, playing with other kids and all. But Narottam Das Thakur, he used to spend time with one saint. He's very old, the saint. His name is Krishna Das. He used to, they used to spend, I don't know how this works, but you just keep it. Okay, so Krishna Das. Yeah, Krishna Das. So Krishna Das used to narrate to Narottam Das Thakur about all the leelas of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. So in that way, he increased like he was so enthusiastic. Oh, when I'm going to meet all these associates, I want to be with them. I want to go, and I don't want any of these opulence or anything. None of this wealth give me any pleasure. I just want to go and meet these saints, all the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And by then, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left this world, he left this abode, and many of his associates also left this abode. But he came to know that only one, who was that? Srivas Thakur was there. Then he came to know that he is still living. So then he wanted to just escape from everyone. and then he wanted to reach there. So the parents understood that. Parents understood his intention, because he was told all the time he was just chanting and singing the bhajans of the Lord. Then parents understood that, okay, they decided that they are worried and decided that, okay, now it's time for him to get married, so that he will bound in the family affairs, and then he will take up the dynasty, and then he will rule the kingdom. But what happened is then before that, when they were planning all these things, he understood that, oh, now they are trying to bound me with these affairs. So before that I have to go. And then Chaitanya, first Nityananda Prabhu appears in his dream and tell him that go to Padma river and take a bath in the river. So he will go to river Padma and take a bath, because at the beginning he was telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave all the Krishna prema in that river. So now when he dipped in the river, he got all that Krishna prema, and even though his complexion was dark, but after taking the dip, his complexion also became golden. So like that, he got all Krishna prema, and also his complexion became golden. And then he was just crying and weeping by sitting at the banks of the river Padma. He was when he was weeping, and parents were looking, oh, where is my son? Where is Narottam? Where is Narottam? So then finally someone told them that, okay, here he is, he's crying and weeping. So when they went there, he said, no, I don't want to come. I don't want to come home. I don't want any of these. I want just, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu associates. I want to be with them. So like that, so all their plans were failed, and finally one day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also appeared in his dream and told him, okay, tomorrow we just go to Vrindavan and take shelter from Lokanath Goswami. And then immediately next day he left everything, opulence, parents, everything he left, and then he walked. That was around 1,000 kilometers just to walk. But still, even though he was a child, he just walked through the forest. 1,000 kilometers he was walking. And then, but by then they sent defectives to find him, because the king, right? So parents sent detectives. Finally, they found him. Yeah. So but he convinced them, and the detectives, they themselves gave some money to go. Okay, now you spend this money while going. You need it. You spend this money and go, and you reach your place wherever you want to go. So like that, he reached Vrindavan and he went to Lokanath Goswami Maharaj, and he prayed. He take obeisances, and then he requested him to accept him as a disciple. That is Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Narottam Das Thakur ki jai. Thank you all so much.
By the way, the Guru Aarti is written by Narottam Das Thakur. Every day we sing Guru.
And another thing about Narottam, for us specifically as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, is the fact that he actually changed the world of bhajan, because he was not only a great writer, but he was also a great musician. So he actually structured the various melodies and rhythms in such a way that it had an effect on the Gaudiya Vaishnava approach to bhajan and kirtan. So very, very influential that way too.
And then I think he wrote one book called Pratna.
Yeah.
And if somebody read only that book and practice it, go back to
What is the book name? I have that book, Prarthana.
Pratna means prayer.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. So the next talk is a small talk again by His Grace Janeshwar Gauranga Prabhu. So he's going to give us some spiritual wisdom tonight. So we welcome His Grace Janeshwar Gauranga Prabhu.
to give him the speed.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Please accept my obeisances. We have heard some very great deep katha. What I'm about to say is not very deep, it's a very preliminary class. And so I seek your blessings first from all of you. So whatever I say is something palatable to you, and hopefully it will help us all in our Krishna consciousness. So I want to begin by asking a question. What is the main scripture for the Christians? Bible. What about the Muslims?
Quran.
And what about the Hindus?
Gita.
The Bhagavad Gita, right? So how many of you have a copy of the Bhagavad Gita? Okay, and how many of you have a copy of the Bhagavad Gita as it is? Okay, see, I see quite a few faces, hands are down. So I would suggest, and my request to all of you is, today before you leave, get a copy of the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Now, what I'm about to say today, my class, is based on the information, or I should say, what Srila Prabhupada gave us in the Bhagavad Gita as it is, and other scriptures. So my second question to you is, if you want a big fruit tree, right, so we plant a seed, and then it will grow into a seedling, and then it will develop into a sapling. A sapling is a small tree, right? So what would we do to that tree in order to, for it to nourish into big tree and bear fruits? How will we water? Roots, right? We want to separately pour water on the trunk or leaves or branches straight to the root, right? If you want to have a nice healthy body, how would we do that? Who would it feed, and who would we feed? The stomach, right? We won't individually take care of the hands, legs, or whatever. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I want what I'm going to talk today about is the position of demigods. What Krishna says about demigods and what we should know and what is their position, because there's a misconception. Okay, so let's say, first of all, before you came to Krishna consciousness, how many of you at home had demigod worship? And how many of you had a museum at home of demigods? Right? My mom had an altar, and you can name every demigod in the world, the demigod was there, right? Until we came to ISKCON, we read the Bhagavad Gita, we heard Srila Prabhupada's classes, and then we changed our perspective, okay? So my next question is, let's imagine you just build a big house, a brand new house, ground up, and you need to furnish it now. So let's say you have two options. The first option is you go to this superstore, which has everything you would need in the house, plus more. Or the second option is, you can go to individual small stores, which may only carry one or two items, and you'll end up going to all the different stores. So what is the best option?
Superstore.
The superstore, right? Okay. Then my fourth question is, let's say you have, and we are not talking about today's people, I'm talking about in the ideal age, Maharaj Parikshita. So you have, let's say you had a president or the king, and he's going to come to your house with his cabinet members or ministers to have dinner. So how would you receive them?
Luxuriously.
Sorry?
With every opulence you
Right.
have.
So who would you receive first?
The minister.
The king,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because this is the king, right? And everybody
He's
follows, right? So you probably, you probably garland him, and he's coming over for dinner. Now you have a brand new house, you have a big table, dining table with 8 chairs, maybe he's coming with 8 ministers, let's say. So you would receive the king first, or the minister, right? And where would you seat him?
And the best seat that you
At the head of the table, right? You sit him at the head of the table because he's the president or the minister. The king. And the ministers would go around him. So you receive everybody with respect, but you start off with the president and the rest of them, right? So just keep this in mind because we're going to come back to this. Now, what does the conception of the demigods? So before we came to Krishna consciousness, and even today, there's so many people, in India especially, every demigod is supreme god. That's why we have this altar with all these million demigods there. Because every time you want something, you bring that demigod. You want something, you bring that demigod. So there's a misconception that every demigod is God. But actually, that's not the case. And we'll hear about that later in the Bhagavad Gita. So then who are the demigods? So for now, let's assume that the demigods are not supreme. And Krishna will say that in the Bhagavad Gita. So then who are they? So they're actually parts and parcels of Krishna. So God is one, and his parts are many. So it's just like the president or the king and his ministers. So the ministers, they represent the king. So basically they're an extension of the king. So same thing like the demigods. The demigods are they're extension of Krishna as parts and parcels of him. But they are not Krishna. The ministers are not the president, but they represent the president. Right? So what does Krishna say in the Bhagavad Gita? In verse 529, Krishna says, Bhoktaram yagna tapasam sarva lokamayeshwaram sudaram sarva bhutanam jnatva mamsati dichati. Translation: a person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme Lord of all lords and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material misery. So let's analyze this verse again. So what is it? He's the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities. So every sacrifice and austerity we do ultimately goes to the Supreme Lord, and that's Krishna himself. And who is he? He is the Lord of all the planets and the demigods. So going back to the king, the king is the Lord of everybody. So same thing, Krishna is the Lord of all living entities and the demigods. So from this verse, what do we understand? Krishna should be the object of our worship, right? Because he is the ultimate proprietor and enjoyer of everything. He said that, right? I am the beneficiary, and I am the ultimate well-wisher. So then who are the demigods? So the demigods actually are his supplying agents. They are designated as demigods, are given their position. They are living entities, just like us, but they are empowered by Krishna. They are given this position to carry out specific duties. Just like the cabinet members of the minister are given powers by the president or the king to carry out certain duties. Now, the demigods, now since they are carrying out their activities, and then they're providing us things on behalf of Krishna, we have to understand that. Okay? Sometimes people go to the demigod and worship a demigod for something, and the demigod will may or may not fulfill the desire, but if you worship properly, he will. But we have to remember that he's just like the cabinet member who has been empowered by the president. In this case, Krishna has empowered them. So, they also have to be pleased, because see, the thing is the demigods, sometimes it becomes like what should we say, kind of a business. I'm putting it a little crudely, but it is more or less like that. You worship a certain demigod for a certain thing, and the demigod will please you. I mean, by giving you that stuff. So, but how are the demigods pleased? In our Shastras, it said the demigods are pleased by doing yagnas. But Krishna, he just said in that verse, I am the benefactor of, I am the ultimate beneficiary of all the sacrifices, right? So all these yagnas we do for the demigods are ultimately meant for Krishna. So indirectly, by worshipping these demigods, we are actually, by worshipping these demigods, we are indirectly worshipping Krishna.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and Krishna, what does he do? He empowers this living entity. So today, as somebody maybe in the position of Indra, sometime later somebody else will going to be. It's like a cabinet member. Today we have Mr. A, Minister of Foreign Affairs. Next time it will be Mr. or Mrs. B, for Minister of Foreign Affairs. So they change. But the Supreme Lord doesn't change. Okay? Just like the president, as long as the president and the cabinet member doesn't act properly, you can fire him and get somebody. Okay, so now we go back to that first question, right? Is that in order to get a nice fruit tree, we have to water the roots. In order to get a nice body, we feed the stomach. And by feeding water to the roots, the whole plant will be nourished and nice, right? Same thing with the body. By feeding the stomach, the whole body will be satisfied. So similarly, by worshipping Krishna, we are automatically worshipping the demigods. So now we understand that there does not need to be any separate demigod worship. By feeding the stomach, you're feeding the body. By watering the roots, you're nurturing the whole tree. It's the same thing. By worshipping Krishna, you're automatically worshipping the demigods. Yeah. Now, we mentioned that the demigods have specific duties, right? For example, let me go back. The cabinet members or the minister has specific duty. So the minister of, the secretary or the minister of foreign affairs, he only deals with foreign affairs. If you're a minister of energy, he only deals with energy. He doesn't do foreign affairs. So same thing, the demigods have specific duties. So, and they can only give specific things. Only specific duties and specific things. So for example, if somebody wants good fortune, right? You worship Durga. If somebody wants sense gratification, you worship the moon god. If somebody wants to be powerful, you worship the fire god. So the list goes and on and on. I want these worships. That's why I had a museum in my house. So now, what's going to happen? Are you going to worship a different demigod every time you need something? Or can you worship one person who will give you everything and more?
Exactly. Worship Krishna.
One person will give you everything and more. And who is that? Krishna. Let's go back to the remember the superstore, right? The superstore has everything you need plus more. So Krishna can give you whatever the demigods can give you plus more. And what is that one more thing? Which none of the demigods can give.
Krishna loves
That is, we're going to get that today. But Mukunda, right? Liberate, right? So Krishna can give you liberation. Liberation from what? The cycle of birth and death, right? Yes. Krishna only can give you this. The demigods cannot give you this. Why? Because the demigods are not eternal. The demigods, they also have to die. Now, if everybody knows the story of Hiranyakashipu, right? He worshipped Brahma and he asked so many things. First of all, can you give me the benediction that I won't die? And Brahma says that is not possible because I myself have to die. Then he gave him all these different benedictions, but that could not save Hiranyakashipu. So the demigods cannot give you liberation because they themselves cannot. Right. And whatever they give you is temporary. Yeah. Right? Whatever they give you is temporary. But Krishna can give you all that stuff plus something more, which is liberation and is permanent. But you don't have to go through this cycle of birth, death, old old age and disease and coming back and going back. Terrible, right? So Krishna can give you this. But here we go. The interesting thing is, we should not ask Krishna for these temporary things. He can give you, He may, sometimes, I heard a very nice lecture once, and it was said that it seems like God does not hear our prayers, right? Sometimes we ask God and nothing happens. And he said, God does not hear our prayers. Actually, that is not a fact. This person, I forget whose lecture it was, and he mentioned so nice. He said, Krishna does hear your prayers, but that doesn't mean he's going to fulfill what you want. Exactly. Okay? So he only gave you what is necessary, what he thinks is necessary. So just by him not giving you, that does not mean he did not hear your prayers. He heard your prayers, but he may not fulfill them. Okay? So now we talk going back. So demigods give you temporary things. What does Krishna give you? Permanent things. And what should we ask? This is the important thing, right? What should we ask from Krishna?
Service.
Sorry?
Krishna prayer.
Right. So we should pray to him and be engaged in his devotional service. And that is basically asking for bhakti, right? And by doing that, what do we get? Like you mentioned. You get pure love of God and go back to the spiritual world, get out of the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. Right? So, I was thinking of an example in this material world, right? So, let's say we have a father, right? And a father has a valuable diamond, and he has a lot of candy, a lot of toys for the children. So what will most of the children do? When you go to the father, what will the child do? Will he ask for a diamond? Will he ask for candy? Will he ask for toys? What will he do? Candies and toys, right? Because he won't ask for the diamond because he doesn't understand the value of the diamond. So most of us in this material world, we are like that. We are going to the Supreme Father and asking for candy and toys. And we really don't ask for the diamond. And what is that diamond?
Liberation.
Bhakti, Krishna prema. So if you are smart enough, we should ask for Krishna. We should ask Krishna and beg, please give me your bhakti. Now, what does Krishna say about demigod worship? Now, we just talked about that. This is what Krishna says himself. In 7:23, Krishna states, Bhagavad Gita 7:23, by the way, Antavattu phalam te sam tad bhavati alphamedasam devam deva yanti mad bhakta yanti mamapi. Men of small intelligence worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods. But my devotees ultimately reach my planet. So, like we said, if you worship, Krishna said, if you worship the demigods, you go to the planets of the demigods. But what did we just say? The demigods themselves, they have to die, and their planets are temporary. So ultimately, we have to come down here. And that's why Krishna says, man of small intelligence. If you have little intelligence, you'll worship the demigods. If you have a lot of intelligence, you'll worship me. Because when you worship Krishna, then what happens? You go back to the spiritual world, Vaikuntha, of which Krishna Loka is the highest, and there you enjoy eternal life, no more birth, death, disease, and coming back. Okay? So, now with that said, then how do we treat demigods? Very, very important. And sometimes this is also a misconception among devotees too, that, I'm a Krishna Bhakta. I don't have to do anything with demigods. Actually, that is not right. Demigods are empowered personalities. They are much, much greater. They are much, much higher than us. They are devotees too. They are not pure devotees, but they are devotees too. So, what should we do to them? We can offer our obeisances to them and ask for their blessings. Blessings for what? Krishna prema. Okay, we should not disregard them, because by disregarding demigods, we are doing actually aparad. You don't have to worship them like we worship Krishna, because Krishna is a supreme, right? But if you see a deity of the demigod, please offer your obeisances and ask that demigod, can you please give me blessings so I can progress in my spiritual life? Okay? Now Krishna says in the, one more in Bhagavad Gita 10:8, Krishna says, Aham sarvesya prabhavo mad sarvam parotmate iti matva bhajate mam buddha bhava samandita. You know it by heart, I don't. Sorry. So Krishna says, I am the source of all the spiritual and material world. I am the source of all the spiritual and material world. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. So again, what does he say? I am the source of spiritual and material. So everything belongs to Krishna. So anything you want, either spiritual or material, has to come from Krishna, right? So we have to go ask him. And what does he say? The wise who know this, they perfectly engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. So the question happened. The next question is, then how do we worship Krishna? He's saying, worship me with my heart, right? So we'll go back to the question about the president of the ministers. Now, this is for people, if you don't have, if you in your altar, if you're at home, and all of us, we came through that. So this can be actually a preaching lesson to somebody else. If at your home, if you have only Krishna, then it's okay because you have the Supreme Lord, right? So, but let's say if you're talking to somebody who's doing demigod worship and all this Devi Devata puja, it is they've been doing it for years, and that certain habits take time to go away. So we should not be cruel, because sometimes devotees come and say, "Oh, stop this," No, see, we can explain them, but we also need to tell them how. So going back to that about the president will come. You'll sit him, you'll receive him first, garland him nicely, sit him at the table, at the head of the table, and then you'll serve him. He'll be the first person to be served the dinner, then the rest can follow. So at your altar at home, if people who have demigods, if you don't have an altar, first of all, you make a nice altar. It can be a simple table or it can be multiple steps like we see here, and you put the deity of Radha and Krishna in the middle, because he is the president. Remember, so he has to be in the most prominent place. Now, if you have demigods at home, then it will call a little rearrangement. If the president is coming and you sit him on the side, no, you have to sit him at the head of the temple, at the head of the table. So you have to rearrange your altar and put Radha Krishna in the middle. I'm sorry, in the most prominent place, right? And what you do, you offer something. So you can begin with, let's say, like little incense, followed by lamp, and then after worshipping Radha and Krishna with that, then you can offer that to the deities, because it's just like when we take arti, offer to Krishna first, and then we get that arti as a blessing. So you can offer it to the demigods, get this the blessing from Krishna. Not in the mood that they are supreme, because we are worshipping Radha Krishna, right? And then Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita that anybody who offers me with love and devotion, patram pushpam phalam toyam. The patram is a leaf, patram pushpam is a flower, phalam fruit, and then toyam water. So we can slowly add this to our worship. Do what is comfortable, okay? Don't, sometimes what happens, people say, I'm going to do all these 9 yards, and then eventually after 3 days, you only do one. So it's better to do slowly and then increase, I know once I went to attend a class, and this Prabhuji, very nice, he said, he was telling somebody new, that, you can start off by doing little bit, offer one incense, but he said, what about if I don't do the next day? He said, just light one incense. Say, if you would have told him the 9 years, he would have not done anything. So, same thing with us. I mean, even among devotees, everybody has a spiritual level, different level, So, one thing we learn is, we try to follow somebody. We don't try to imitate somebody. So even in devotional service, if you see an elevated devotee, you learn from that person, try to follow. You don't try to say, okay, this person is, today is doing, okay, I'm doing only 16 rounds, he's doing 64, I'm going to do 64 tomorrow. No, you take baby steps. So the person who's new to this, new to Krishna consciousness, We can tell them, start with incense, you can add lamp, and then you can add, patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. And then that can be taken as a blessing, and then offered to everybody else, right? Now, while you're doing that, while doing the offering, you can also chant, you can also sing, And the easiest to sing is the Maha mantras. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now today, usually we see Radha Govindaji in the altar. Today we are seeing two different personalities, and some of you may not know who they are. So I'm going to talk a little bit about God realization. I'll make it fast here because it can be very detailed, but we know there are 4 yugas: Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Satyuga, what was the method of worship to attain God? Meditation. Not possible in this age because we don't live 100,000 years, and meditation is virtually impossible. If you tell somebody to meditate, after 10 minutes he'll be snoring, Treta Yuga, what was it? Yagnas, right? Very opulent yagnas. Elaborate, opulent. Why can't we not do in Kali Yuga? It's virtually impossible.
Nothing is pure.
Nothing is pure, right? You get something from the store, what do you say? It gives you all these ingredients. At the end it says, may contain trace of these. Right? It's very difficult to find something now without saying that the disclaimer may contain this, So right there, nothing is pure. And then the Brahmanas. Right, in Satyuga, these Brahmanas, they knew the mantras. And if the yagna is not done properly, you can get adverse effects, Nowadays the Brahmanas, most of them don't know, And if you know a few mantras, you can also become a Brahmana because the rest of the world doesn't know. If you can say anything, it's, this guy knows. Just have to memorize a few words, and go, wow, he's very great, Okay, so now what remains? Okay, the deity service, right? Sorry, in Dwapar Yuga, what was it? Deity service. In Kali Yuga, what's happening? Deity service is being minimized. You see some of the temples once a week. A lot of temples open once a week, or in the Dwapar Yuga, deity service was constant. It was a long day event. For example, if you go to Vrindavan or you go to Jagannath Puri, Lord Jagannath, Lord of the universe, he worshipped 24 hours a day. So that is rare. In Dwapar Yuga, this deity service was very elaborate and very opulent too. Kali Yuga is not possible. So now, what is Kali Yuga? And most of you know, right? Sankirtan, Yagna. And what is that? Congregational chanting of the holy name, right? So, God and His name are none different, right? I think we mentioned that last time. So, by calling out God and seeing Krishna on the altar, seeing Krishna face to face, and calling Krishna is the same. And I mentioned this in the last class, is the case of Draupadi, where she was dishonored, and by calling out Krishna, Krishna sent all the saris, right? So now, the names of God are none different. So again, which names? So because God has very many names, we know that, right? But that doesn't mean we can chant anybody's name and that's God. So God has to be in Vishnu Tattva. So you can say Radha, Krishna, Ram, Sita, Lakshmi Narayan, Narsimadev, Varadev. As long as it's the Vishnu Tattva, that's fine. But then the question comes, how come this Hare Krishna people I see, somebody sees new, they are not doing nothing, they're just saying Hare Krishna all day long. They have this small bag in the bag, I don't know what's in there, but they're doing Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Why that? Why not something else? Well, because it is mentioned in the Shastras. We don't do anything which is not mentioned in the Shastras. And in the Kali Santara Upanishad, there's a very nice sloka. It says, Iti dosha sakam nam kali kam masa nasayam natha parata ropaya sarva vedeshu dristesa. Sorry, I cannot pronounce good. If you are Arman, the Prabhu will sing like this. So what is this? What does this mean? The 16 names of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What does it do? It destroys all inauspicious in the age of Kali, and that is the conclusion of Vedas. But we know also that what does it do? Give us pure love of Krishna. In the Ananta Samhita, which is part of the Narada Panchatra, the glories of the Hare Krishna mantra, Maha Mantra are explained. It says Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sodasha sa tani namani dvatrim shad varna kanihi. Kalo yuge Maha Mantras samato jiva tarane. What does it mean? What does this translation? This Maha Mantra, again, consisting of 16 words or 32 syllables, is known as the Maha Mantra in Kali Yuga, and it is the means by which living entities can be delivered in Kali Yuga.
Right.
This Maha Mantra, by chanting this Maha Mantra, we can be delivered. So now, question comes, okay, who introduced? This is the Shastras, it is given there. So who introduced this Maha Mantra? In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Canto 11, Chapter 5, verse 32. Very popular verse, everybody knows this. Krishnam Vannan Visa Krishnam Sango Panga Stapashadam Yagne Sankistan Prare Yajanti Esu Medasha. In the age of Kali, this Kali Yuga, intelligent persons will worship the incarnation of Godhead who performs, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. So let's keep this in mind for 1 second. So this mantra is saying, is Krishna himself chanting his own name, but he's not blackish. And this is referring to Lord Chaitanya or Lord Gauranga. So on the right hand side, on the altar, we have Lord Chaitanya, Lord Gauranga. And on the left hand side is his brother, Lord Nityananda. So we know that when Ram and Krishna came, what did they do to the demons? Let's start with Ram and Lakshman. What did they do with the demons? He killed them. They got liberation. Okay, I mean, when God kills you, whatever God does, everything is perfect. You know, we can never understand the actions of God, but whatever God does is perfect. So his killing is also perfect because whoever got killed, they got liberation. In Krishna Balram, what did they do to the demons? They killed them and they got liberation. But in this age, in Kali Yuga, this Gaur Nitai, Lord Chaitanya, he did not kill the physical body. They did not kill the physical body. They killed the demoniac nature within our heart. And by giving them, they killed the demoniac nature and gave them Krishna Prem. That's why they are called the most merciful incarnations. There's a very nice bhajan by Lochana Das Thakur. Parama Karuna, Bodhu Jana Nitai Gora Chandra. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, this Parama Karuna, the most merciful incarnation, they are actually the essence of all incarnations. You know, and they have given which nobody else has given. No, until now, nobody gave this. And what is that? Krishna Prem. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita in 1866, Sarva Dharman Parityaga Mam Ekam Sharanam Aham Moksha. So surrender unto me and I will protect you from all sinful reactions. Unfortunately, nobody wants to surrender to Krishna, especially in this age of Kali Yuga. Can you imagine telling somebody, surrender? Oh no, forget it, I am the boss, I am not surrendering. So nobody wants to surrender. So Krishna being so kind, he says, I will come myself as a devotee and I will teach the process of how to surrender to me. And that is Lord Chaitanya. He came in the mood of the greatest devotee of Lord Krishna. Who is the greatest devotee of Lord Krishna? Radharani. So he came in the mood of Radharani and he experienced Krishna Prem. He was worshipping Krishna. So, and he's teaching us how to do it. So he's saying, until now Krishna says surrender, nobody wants to do this. He said, now I'll come as my devotee. And that's why also not everybody knows about Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. How many of you knew about Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda before coming to ISKCON? Nobody. I didn't know. In India, even today, most of the people do not know Gaur Nitai. And if they know, Lord Chaitanya, you know how they know him? No, but still, how do they know? They know him as a saint. Okay, they know Lord Chaitanya as a saint. They still don't know him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's why he's also called Chana Avatar, hidden avatar. But we are so fortunate that by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we know Lord Chaitanya. So, the mantra is in the Shastras, and who brought it out? Lord Chaitanya. 550 years in Bengal, he started this movement. And he spread it all over the world. And then he made one prediction. He said, my Senapati will come. Senapati means my general. And we also know that as Shakta without, empowered incarnation. And who is that? Srila Prabhupada. He brought this mantra back in the 60s. It started in New York under a tree, Manhattan, and now everywhere all over the world. Right? So now play again. So we know that this Maha Mantra, Lord Chaitanya brought, right? And then it was brought here by Srila Prabhupada. And the beauty about what did Gaur Nitai do? Did they see who was qualified to get this Krishna Prema? Did they look at the place? No, they did not take anything into consideration. You can be the most fallen, and you can be from the most miserable place. And still, he gave them this Krishna Prema by giving them the Maha Mantra. And the beauty about this Maha Mantra is, just like the Lord, the Maha Mantra is also very merciful. You can chant anytime, anywhere, any place, under any circumstances. If you have to do puja in the morning, you have to wake up, you have to take a shower, you have to be properly dressed before you sit in front of the ladies. But guess what? Chanting the Maha Mantra, just get up, do your prasan, boom, start chanting. It's so easy. You're driving, you're cooking, you're walking, you can chant, right? So who cannot do that? Now, let's say you want to go from here to, you want to fly from Fort Lauderdale to New York. So what do you need? Ticket, right? You need a ticket, and then you fly by plane. So this Maha Mantra is like that. The beads, you see this Hare Krishna is carrying the beads. That is the ticket. And that ticket will give you entrance into a spiritual plane. Will take you back to Godhead, to Vaikuntha Loka. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, we said they gave Krishna Prem, right? Yeah. So by calling out to them, we get Krishna Prem. Now, one thing very important also, that sometimes people don't understand, even among devotees, that they want direct worship of Radha Krishna. But Srila Prabhupada made it very clear, very, very clear, that first of all, in order to go on to advance in our spiritual life, who do we need? We need a guru, right? Same thing. Once you know of Lord Gauranga and Nityananda Ram, you cannot bypass them and get the Radha Krishna Prem. In fact, you cannot even bypass Lord Nityananda to go to Lord Chaitanya. And there's a whole story about it. Just Wednesday, when we were celebrating Lord Nityananda's appearance there, Prabhuji explained a very nice, he told us a very nice pastime about Raghunath Das Goswami, how he was trying to go to Lord Chaitanya, but every time he failed until he went to Lord Nityananda, and Lord Nityananda said, you are a thief, you're trying to go without me, and then he gave him a small punishment, a very nice festival celebrated. So, once you know Gaur Nitai, you cannot go to Radha Krishna directly, because they are the ones, they have the prem, they are the ones who are holding that treasure. So if you call out Gaur, Nitai Gaur, you will get Radha Krishna. So let's say Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur. Thank you so much. Please forgive me for any mistakes, any corrections, any additions.
That was wonderful.
Most of you know about this, so please forgive me. It must be a complete repetition to you, but you can use it in your preaching.
Yeah.
Is that what I can say?
Absolutely.
I think,
Thank you.
yeah, it's a simple comment.
If I'm not able to answer, we have senior Vaishnavas here who can help us.
So like you gave the analogy of ministers and farmers.
Yes.
So sometimes it's easier to go through minister to Time is.
Now, remember, okay, now there's two things. When you say the minister, right, you can, again, what did I say? You can ask for their blessings. You can ask for the blessings, but you cannot take the minister as the president. Very, very important. If you're worshipping the minister, then you're not. Then guess what? You're not understanding the position of the president. You can ask the minister to help you go to Krishna. So you can ask the demigods. You can offer a prayer. Please help me. Give me your blessings so I can get Radha Krishna. But you cannot worship them. Yes, bro.
It's a nice little story. A devotee wanted to worship Ganesh. And so he went to Prabhupada and he asked Prabhupada if he could worship Ganesh. And Prabhupada said, yes, you can worship Ganesh. But you worship Ganesh as the remover of the obstacles on your devotional path.
Yeah.
And Prabhupada reiterates that in the Nectar of Devotion. So like you're saying, it's not that we don't worship the demigods, we just worship the demigods or respect the demigods and ask them, for the blessing of being able to remove the obstacles on our path to Radha Krishna.
And also, like we mentioned, that where do the demigods get their power from? Krishna. Where does Lord Ganesh get his power from? Lord Nrsimhadev, right? So, like Prabhu said, Srila Prabhupada said, you can worship them and ask them to remove obstacles as long as our focus is on Krishna Bhakti. You cannot go to a demigod and say, can you please give me this? No. That we should not do. But you can say, please, can you help me so I can get Krishna? Just like senior Vaishnavas, right? You always seek the blessings of senior Vaishnavas. Why do we do that? Prabhuji, Mataji, please give me your blessing so I can advance in spiritual life. So Ganesh is a great devotee of the Lord. He has a duty to perform in this material world. So Ganeshji, please remove obstacles so I can worship my Radha Krishna. I can worship Gauranitai very nicely.
I would like to say something.
Yes.
I know the one devotee from Gujarat. He is Narsi Mehta, and he is a very great devotee of Lord Shiva. And he was worshipping Lord Shiva every day. And one time Lord Shiva, give me benediction. I'm very happy on your worship. So you can ask any benediction. And he was asking, okay, Lord Shiva, whom you like the most, you can give me. And Lord Shiva at that time he took and he gave the Ras Leela darshan of Lord Sri Krishna. And Narsi Mehta became a great devotee of Lord Sri Krishna.
See, Lord Shiva was thinking Ganesh will ask something. He said, no, I don't want anything. First he said, I don't want anything. No, please ask. I want to give you something. No, I don't want anything. No, please ask. Then he said, okay, you give me what you like. Then he said, wow. That's why, Lord Shiva, actually, Lord Shiva is very easily pleased. What is his name? Why do we call it? Ashutosh. Yes. He's very easily pleased, right? So when you...
or displeased.
Or displeased. Demigods you have to work, that is very important, like the Havans. If you don't do Havans right, it can go misfire. Demigods, same thing. If you don't worship them properly, they can misfire, can cause havoc. Krishna is not like that. And Lord Chaitanya, Krishna is most merciful form. He doesn't accept any offenses. For the pastime of Madai, Prabhuji just mentioned on Wednesday, who in this world, can you name anybody in this world that if you assault that person, he'll give you love of God? Only Lord Nityananda, only Gaur Nitai can do that, nobody else, right? Nityananda Prabhu was hit by a piece of a wine pot and he started bleeding. And what did he say? No problem, you just chant Hare Krishna, I give you Krishna. Who can do that? I mean, imagine who can do that. Can you imagine? Go do that to Ramakrishna. That's why on the worship of Radha Krishna we have to be very careful. That's why does everybody has Gaur Nitai? Everybody, if you see most of the devotees, beginners, why do they have Gaur Nitai? Because Gauranga and Nityananda said, we don't take any offenses. That doesn't mean we should commit offense, but they don't accept any offenses. They just give you Krishna Prem. So Srila Prabhupada called them beautiful dolls. People sell, in the marketplace, people sell dolls. So Srila Prabhupada said, we can also sell our dolls, Gaur Nitai dolls. And you worship Gaur Nitai dolls, worship them nicely, they will fulfill all your desires. There has been no incarnation like Gaur Nitai, and there will never be any incarnation like Gaur Nitai. So please, if you can, worship Gaur Nitai because that's so merciful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Janeshwar Prabhu. There's a question.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So when you were mentioning about demigod worship, right? Demigod, so it said that demigod worship is like a gradual process in which you can ultimately come to the stage of Krishna Prema and worshipping Lord Krishna. But I feel that when people are worshipping the demigods, since they reciprocate their material desires, they get caught up in that, and they don't realize that it's like eventually you get to that stage of Krishna Prema. So, if the demigods are working in behalf of Krishna, then why are they not showing their devotees that eventually, they should go to the path of, reaching Krishna?
Because unfortunately, the first of all, Krishna is very kind. When Krishna says, he fulfills our desires, right? So people do not want that. That's why, unfortunately, people want material desires. They want it tells, for example, there's a saying, right? And this is also goes for all of us. Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll just say. It is said, if Krishna likes you, he'll give you everything. But if Krishna loves you, he's going to take everything. He's going to take everything again. Now, how many of us are ready to do that? I mean, even among devotees, Krishna says, I give, guess what? You'll be a beggar on the street. Oh Lord, what? Let me be in my household and be happy and still worship you. So the demigods, they have been given these jobs, because in the Vedas, there's all these prescribed worships of demigods are there. Why? Because living entities want that. That's why. But if you go to the demigod, like you said, can you please give me blessings so I can get Krishna Prem? They will be very happy. So, like you said, it's a gradual process. So, 100 story. Who has gone to the World Trade Center in New York? And you started on the first floor, right? How did you go up there? Elevator, right? But there are also stairs there. Why did you not take the stairs?
Takes too long.
Too long, and you'll be exhausted. So this gradual process is like that.
Yeah.
Taking the stairs,
True though.
You'll probably not even finish it. But you have a direct process, which Lord Chaitanya has given. Chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Who would be stupid enough not to do that?
It's the elevator.
It's the elevator.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Haribo.
So next part of the program we have.
We just have to advise also everybody that on the schedule there was a drama.
Yes. There was, those who have seen the schedule, there was a drama, but unfortunately our main actor is sick, so we couldn't have the drama today, so it has been postponed. I don't know the dates yet, so some complicated dates. So now we'll have Aarti. Oh, and first of all, I would like to thank Radhika Bhakti Mataji for his shift. So she brought her all out, the home deities. So we have Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani, and we have Gormitai, we have Laddu Gopal, and we have our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. So we have to, so we thank her for bringing her home deities so we can get the mercy. Now we'll have Aarti, which will be done by Darsana Chitta.
And singing by...
Oh yeah, the Aarti, so Bharat Prabhu is going to sing the Aarti. And afterwards, and we'll have, after the Aarti, so if we do any mistake in our, when doing this and all that, so we sing the Nrsimha Dev prayers. So Radhika Bhakti will sing the Nrsimha Dev prayers afterwards. Hare Bol.
Namayo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी आश्चर्यदेशकारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर
Krishna Krishna Hare
Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharyastu Saraswati Srimad His Divine Loving Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharyastu Saraswati Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Brind Ki Jai. Namacharya Thakur Haridas Ki Jai. Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Lord Jagannath, Lord Baladev, Subhadra Maharani Ki Jai. Sri Sri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. Sri Madhu Gopal Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Jai Sri Guru Sri Gauranga. Hari Hari Bol.
I did it too.